So, I've been hearing the term cloud computing thrown around for years now. It's one of those tech buzzwords that everyone seems to use. But what does it actually mean for a business, or even for you? It's more than just storing your photos online. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about technology infrastructure. Today, we're diving into the top 6 advantages of cloud computing, and trust me, they're pretty game-changing. We're talking about a level of flexibility and power that was once reserved for only the biggest tech giants. At its core, the cloud offers incredible agility. Imagine being able to completely reconfigure your entire computing environment on the fly. Need a new server for a project? You can spin one up in minutes, not weeks. This ability to adapt to changing business needs almost instantly is a massive advantage. It means you can pivot, test new ideas, and respond to market changes faster than ever before. It's like having a tech setup made of Legos. You can build, rebuild, and modify it into whatever shape you need whenever you need it. And then there's the scaling. This is probably one of the most powerful features. Instead of buying a massive expensive server, hoping you'll grow into it, the cloud lets you start small and grow seamlessly. Capacity can be automatically scaled up or down to meet fluctuating usage patterns. Got a viral marketing campaign? The system scales up to handle the traffic spike. Quiet season, it scales back down so you're not paying for resources you don't need. It's smart, it's efficient, and it completely changes the economics of running a tech-driven business. So, let's get into it. Alright, first up, going global. This one still kind of blows my mind when you think about the old way of doing things. Traditionally, if a company wanted to expand its application or service to a new continent, say Europe or Asia, it was a monumental task. You'd have to research data centers, lease space, buy and ship physical servers, hire local IT staff to install and configure everything. We're talking a process that could take months, sometimes even over a year, and cost a fortune. It was a massive barrier to entry for any business looking to scale internationally. Cloud computing completely flips that script. With major cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure, they've already done the hard work. They have a global network of data centers or regions strategically placed all over the world. So if you're running your application in North America and want to launch in Australia, you don't need to book a flight. You log into a web console, select the Sydney region, and with a few clicks, you can deploy a complete copy of your infrastructure there. It's not an exaggeration to say you can have a presence on a new continent in literally minutes. This isn't just about speed, it's about performance and user experience. By deploying your services closer to your international users, you dramatically reduce latency. That means your website loads faster, your app is more responsive, and your customers in Tokyo get the same great experience as your customers in Toronto. It levels the playing field, allowing a small startup in a garage to have the same global reach and performance as a massive multinational corporation. You're no longer limited by your physical location. The implications here are huge. It opens up global markets to businesses of all sizes, encouraging competition and innovation on a worldwide scale. You can test a new market with minimal risk and investment. If it works, you scale up. If it doesn't, you can shut it down just as quickly without being stuck with expensive, useless hardware on the other side of the planet. This ability to deploy globally in minutes is a paradigm shift, making the world a much smaller place for digital businesses. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest headaches in traditional IT capacity planning. This used to be a high-stakes guessing game. You'd have to predict your peak traffic for the next 3 to 5 years. If you guessed too low, your website would crash during a critical moment like Black Friday, leading to lost revenue and angry customers. If you guessed too high, you'd have spent a massive amount of money on powerful servers that just sit there, idle and depreciating 99% of the time. It was a terrible choice to have to make. This is where the cloud's elasticity comes in, and it's a total game changer. Instead of guessing, you let the platform handle it for you through a feature often called auto-scaling. You can set rules based on metrics like CPU utilization or the number of incoming requests. For example, you can tell the system, if the average CPU load on my web servers goes above 70%, automatically add another server to the pool. The system just does it, instantly and without any human intervention. Your application gets the resources it needs right when it needs them. The real beauty is that it works both ways. Once that traffic spike is over and things quiet down, the system is smart enough to see that the extra resources are no longer needed. It will automatically terminate the servers it added, so you immediately stop paying for them. This dynamic scaling ensures that you are always running with an infrastructure that is perfectly sized for your current demand. You're not over-provisioned and wasting money, and you're not under-provisioned and risking a crash. Think about the efficiency here. You're only paying for the exact computing power you are actively consuming at any given moment. For businesses with spiky or unpredictable traffic patterns, like e-commerce, media, or gaming, this is revolutionary. It removes the guesswork, eliminates the risk of both overspending and underperforming, and allows you to build systems that are both resilient and incredibly cost-effective. It's about paying for what you use, not what you think you might use someday. So think about what it takes to run a traditional on-premise data center. It's a lot of work that has nothing to do with your actual product. You have people racking and stacking servers, managing cooling and power systems, replacing failed hard drives, patching operating systems, and dealing with network cabling. All of this is complex, time-consuming, and expensive. It's what the industry calls undifferentiated heavy lifting. It's work that has to be done, but it does absolutely nothing to make your product better or set you apart from your competitors. By moving to the cloud, you essentially outsource all of that heavy lifting to companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. It's their core business to run data centers at a massive global scale, and they are incredibly good at it. This frees up your most valuable resource, the time and brain power of your technical team. Instead of spending their days managing physical infrastructure, your engineers can now focus on activities that actually create value for your customers and differentiate your business. This means your team can spend more time developing new features, improving the user experience, analyzing data to gain business insights, and innovating on your core product. You're shifting your resources from just keeping the lights on to building things that will drive growth and revenue. It allows a business to be more lean and agile, focusing its investments on what makes it unique in the marketplace, not on commodity IT tasks. Ultimately, this leads to a faster pace of innovation. When your best people are liberated from the drudgery of infrastructure management, they can experiment more, build prototypes faster, and get new ideas to market quicker. You're no longer bottlenecked by the need to procure and set up new hardware for every new project. The cloud provides the foundation so you can focus on building the amazing things that go on top of it. It's about redirecting your energy from the plumbing to the architecture. Let's talk money, because honestly, this is one of the most compelling arguments for the cloud, especially for new businesses. In the old model, starting a tech-reliant company meant a huge upfront investment. You had to buy servers, networking gear, storage arrays, and software licenses. This is what's known as capital expenditure or CapEx. You're spending a large amount of cash on physical assets before you've even earned your first dollar. This creates a massive financial barrier to entry and ties up capital that could be used for marketing, hiring, or product development. Cloud computing completely changes this financial model. Instead of buying expensive hardware, you're essentially renting computing resources and paying for them as you use them. This shifts your spending from CapEx to operational expenditure, or OpEx. There's no big upfront cost. You pay a monthly bill based on your consumption, just like a utility bill for electricity or water. This pay-as-you-go model makes starting a business significantly more accessible and less risky. This trade has profound implications for financial planning and business agility. With an OpEx model, your costs scale directly with your revenue and usage. If you have a slow month, your cloud bill will be lower. If you have a great month with tons of new customers, your bill will be higher. But that's a good problem to have because it means your business is growing. This variable expense structure gives you incredible financial flexibility and makes it much easier to manage cash flow. Furthermore, it allows you to experiment with very little financial risk. Want to try out a new idea that requires a powerful database and a dozen servers? You can spin up the environment, run your test for a few hours or days, and then shut it all down. Your total cost might be just a few dollars. In the CapEx world, that same experiment would have required thousands of dollars in hardware investment. This ability to turn large fixed capital expenses into small, manageable variable costs is a key driver of the innovation that the cloud enables. So how can cloud providers offer all this power and flexibility, often at a lower cost than you could achieve on your own? The answer is one of the oldest principles in business economies of scale. Think about the sheer size of a company like Amazon or Google. They aren't just buying a few servers at a time, they are buying hundreds of thousands or even millions of servers. They build their own custom hardware, negotiate incredible deals with manufacturers, and design their data centers for maximum efficiency. No individual company, not even most large enterprises, can match the purchasing power and operational efficiency of these hyperscale cloud providers. They operate on a scale that is almost difficult to comprehend. Because their operational costs per unit are so much lower, they can pass those savings on to their customers in the form of lower prices. You, as a cloud customer, benefit from the massive scale of the provider without having to make the massive investment yourself. This creates a virtuous cycle. As more customers join the cloud, the providers can invest in even more infrastructure, driving their costs down further. They then pass these savings along to customers through frequent price reductions. It's not uncommon to see major cloud providers announce dozens of price cuts in a single year. This is the opposite of the traditional hardware model, where your assets only depreciate and become more expensive to maintain over time. In the cloud, you often get more performance for less money over time. So you're not just getting access to powerful technology, you're getting it at a price point that reflects the aggregated demand of millions of customers. It's like getting the bulk discount price without having to buy in bulk. This aggregate usage from a huge customer base allows them to achieve a level of efficiency and cost savings that is simply unattainable in a private data center. It makes sophisticated enterprise-grade computing power available and affordable for everyone, from a single developer to a Fortune 500 company. If you combine all the advantages we've talked about so far, global reach, elastic scaling, focusing on your business, and the financial models, it all leads to one overarching benefit: a massive increase in speed and agility. In today's fast-moving market, the ability to move quickly is arguably the most important competitive advantage a company can have. The cloud is a powerful engine for accelerating this pace of innovation. Think about the traditional IT procurement process. A developer has a new idea. They need a server to build a prototype. They have to submit a request, get budget approval, order the hardware, wait for it to be delivered, and then have IT set it up. This process could easily take weeks or months. By the time they get the resources they need, the market opportunity might have already passed. It's a process that inherently stifles creativity and experimentation. In a cloud environment, that same developer can get the resources they need in minutes. They can provision servers, databases, machine learning services, and more with just a few clicks in a web console or a few lines of code. This self-service model empowers your teams to act on their ideas immediately. It creates a culture where experimentation is cheap, easy, and encouraged. You can test dozens of ideas in the time it would have taken to get approval for one in the old model. This drastically reduces the time it takes to go from an idea to a product in the hands of customers. You can fail fast, learn from your mistakes, and iterate much more quickly. This agility allows you to be more responsive to customer feedback and changing market conditions. Whether it's launching a new product, entering a new market, or simply A/B testing a new feature, the cloud provides the tools to do it faster and with less friction than ever before. It's about removing the technical barriers and letting your business run at the speed of your ideas. So there you have it. The 6 key advantages of cloud computing. We've seen how it allows you to go global in minutes, giving you instant international reach. We talked about how it lets you stop guessing capacity with systems that scale automatically to meet demand perfectly. It enables you to focus on your actual business differentiators by outsourcing the heavy lifting of IT infrastructure. And financially, it transforms large capital expenses into manageable, variable operational costs, fueled by the incredible economies of scale of the major providers. When you put it all together, the result is a dramatic increase in your organization's speed and agility. It's about empowering your teams to innovate faster, experiment more freely, and get value to your customers quicker than ever before. The cloud isn't just a technology. It's a new way of operating that provides a powerful competitive edge in almost any industry. It fundamentally changes what's possible for businesses of all sizes. If you're running a business or even just working on a project that relies on technology, it's worth taking a serious look at what the cloud can offer. The barriers to entry for sophisticated, scalable, and global technology have never been lower. It might just be the catalyst you need to take your ideas to the next level. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.